Good evening. 4 teenagers have appeared in court charged with manslaughter in connection with a man's death in Chatham. Dale Simmons, who was 42, was found on Chalkpit Hill on Thursday morning. Police believe he died after falling from a height. The 4 teenagers have been remanded in custody until their next court appearance in May. A man from Kent has been told he can't take part in the virtual London Marathon because he won't be able to complete it in 24 hours. Pride of Britain winner Pat Barden, who has cerebral palsy, says he feels discriminated against, but he says it won't stop him, as Charlotte Wilkins reports.
Pat Barden loves a challenge. The 29-year-old football coach from Sean has taken part in skydives and sponsored events to raise money for the charity Step and Learn, which has made such a difference to his life. Pat has already walked the Manchester and London marathons, but had to do it outside of the organised event. But when the opportunity to take part in the virtual London Marathon came about, he thought it was his chance to compete alongside everyone else.
I don't think it was virtual. I didn't see why I couldn't take part.
But Pat was told he couldn't take part because he couldn't complete it in a 24-hour time frame.
Do you feel discriminated against?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think the thing this time that is more disappointing is that it's virtual and he can actually do it here. So there's really nothing needed from the London Marathon team at all, just the acknowledgement that he can do it.
London Marathon events have apologised and said in a statement they passionately believe in sport for all and are working on an extensive review to make all their events as inclusive as possible. Pat says he's not shocked he was refused the opportunity, but disappointed. He says rejection is what drives him.
I like it when people say you can't do that, but I do it.
Charlotte Wilkins, ITV News, Sean.
The number of dolphins seen across the Sussex coast is rising. Now researchers at the Sussex Dolphin Trust are asking people who spot one to let them know to help their conservation efforts. A quick look at some football now, and Crawley Town beat Walsall 1-0, while Gillingham still hover just above the relegation zone after managing just a draw with relegation rivals Fleetwood. Ahead of the game, the Priestfield crowd gave a resounding welcome to 11-year-old Ukrainian refugee Daniel Lysak as he led the team onto the pitch. As Sarah Saunders reports.
11-year-old Daniel Lysak, who managed to escape Ukraine with his mother, received a massive Gillingham supporters welcome ahead of the game today. He led players onto the pitch along with Freddie from his new host family in Folkestone. A big moment for Gills fan Malcolm Bell, who together with his Ukrainian-born wife sponsored Daniel to come to the UK.
I think everybody feels the situation in Ukraine. I think everybody understands what the Ukrainian people are going through, and for them to be able to say that support, give that support on the day, I think it means a lot to people.
Bring your football boots today?
Gillingham laid on a behind-the-scenes tour for Daniel and the Bell family, meeting players and manager Neil Harris.
Today is a very special day for all of us, meeting the players and especially Daniel here as it's his first ever football match.
This is my dream come true, just like my dad.
Daniel even learned a few words of English to express his gratitude.
Thank you to Gillingham Football Club and the supporters. You have all been very kind to me.
For Gillingham today, a big game. For Daniel, a day to remember for a lifetime. Sarah Saunders, ITV News, Gillingham.
Yes, what a lovely reception for Daniel. Well, let's have a look at the weather forecast now with Kate Haskell.
Feels like home, whatever the weather. Valent Boilers and Heat Pumps sponsors ITV Meridian Weather.
Hello there. Well, we've had some lovely weather over the bank holiday weekend. I don't think there can be any complaints. Now, there may be one or two showers to watch out for through tomorrow, but generally through next week it is feeling mostly fine and dry, although there is a little bit of a breezy end to the week. Now you can see on the pressure chart there's one or two showers pushing through, but certainly high pressure is building from the northeast, and that is going to fend off this air of low pressure and stop these fronts pushing in, hopefully keeping us settled through most of this week. So through this evening we'll have some late sunshine, and then overnight generally dry, some clear spells. There is the risk perhaps of a rogue shower pushing in, but I think most places remaining dry. Now there could be some patchy mist in some areas. Temperatures down to around 5 degrees, but maybe a little bit lower in more rural spots. So waking up tomorrow morning, we kickstart the day with some nice sunny spells, but cloud is going to be bubbling up as the day goes on. That will produce one or two showers, which could be heavy and slow moving, maybe even the odd rumble of thunder and some hail thrown in as well. Many places, though, I think staying dry and feeling a little bit fresher tomorrow than perhaps today at around 15 degrees. So let's look further ahead, and generally remaining fine for most of the week. There could be some showers around on Friday, but I think most places remaining dry. The wind picking up towards the end of the week, but temperatures doing pretty well really, keeping it around 17 degrees. Now with this fine dry weather, it's worth bearing in mind that the pollen count is now high, so don't be surprised if you do get some sneezing. Have a good evening.
Valent sponsors ITV Meridian Weather.
Well, that's it from the team here. We'll be back with Good Morning Britain tomorrow from 6 a.m. But from everyone here, do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye.